As Captain Kirk once said on the original Star Trek series, gentlemen, the best defense is a good offense. Does that carry through from the bridge of the Enterprise to the bridge of your life? In psychic defense, is the best offense, the best defense, a good offense? As I restart the program for the folks over on Twitter, I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. This is New Cosmic Knowledge. Is the best defense a good offense in psychic self-defense? I'm here today to blow your minds. I'm here today to probably cause some of you to unsubscribe because you think I've lost my mind. Sandra, good morning to you, my dear. I've loved you for 1,000 years. I'll love you for 1,000 more. So great to have you here. So nice to see you in the chat room, and good to see the rest of you. So I'm about to launch what I think is a brand new paradigm in psychic self-defense. I'm about to give you what I think is information that, while not completely original to me, is, well, I've milked a lot of cows, but I think I'm going to make my own butter. And it's going to be amazing stuff. And you're either going to love it and embrace it, or you're going to hate it and run for the hills. And that's okay. So it just is going to be a normal day at the New Cosmic Knowledge channel, right? Absolutely. So I just want to take a quick look through the chat room because I'm going to be out. Hey, baby. I'm going to be out looking and showing you from a presentation, 8:30 a.m. in Clearwater, 9:30 p.m. in Osaka. Sweating like a pig is Jay Madden, just started their workout. A question before the broadcast begins. Did you hear about the 6-point earthquake? I did not hear about it, Sterling, except from you. Sandra, this is going to be good, says Sandra, and Denise Marie echoes it. Good. Chrysopedia, dimensional, nuclear, biological, of species, sexual, transubstantiation, psychic self-defense sounds interesting. I think it's definitely going to be. Mark Center Saint says warriors don't run. Mark, have you seen my notes? Come on, man. Don't give up my goodies so quick. So let's go ahead and let's get into this, what I think is going to be just a completely powerful study. And, you know, I'm going to do it the right way. I'm going to do it the professional way. I'm going to go ahead and get to the beginning of it before I take you to it. How's that sound? Let me get to the beginning of it before I take you to it. So you don't have to watch me go back. All right. So here we are at the beginning, and the beginning is always a good place to start. But get ready, folks. If you got a pen and paper, grab it. If you're going to record this, record it, because it's going to take a few times through in order for you to get this brand new paradigm about psychic self-defense. So ready or not, here we go. So we're going to go ahead and make that big. We're going to go ahead and play, even though we're not playing, not even slightly. So what I want to talk about today, and I want to try to be as thoughtful and as unpreachy as I possibly can be, I want to talk about the alchemy and transmutation of psychic self-defense. And before I start that, I just want to talk to you a little bit about, and I know that some of you, when I say, oh, Sandra's teaching me, some of you say, oh, yeah, he's so sweet. He's just trying to be nice. But no, that's not true. I've got a book here in front of me. I like these little notebooks here. And I've got, you can see all these pages right here. Now, I'm a guy that's been in spiritual work for 36 years. I'm a guy that was 20 years a preacher. I'm a guy that's now 16 years, whatever the hell I am now. But I've got some experience. You know, I didn't fall off the turnip truck yesterday. And I spent all those pages and 2 or 3 hours deeply involved in the writing technique that Sandra D teaches. And folks, I want to tell you something. It has made transformational change in my life. If I'd have done this 3 months ago, I'd have saved myself and Sandra a whole lot of stress. I thought I was beyond it. I thought, I'm more mature. I'm more advanced than that. I don't need that silly writing technique. It's cute that it works for her, and that's very nice. Truth is, I was afraid because I knew that it was going to dig deep into me. And this is kind of plays into what we're talking about. So it's not just a wasted breath and a wasted tangent, but I say this to say to you, go to her channel, watch the writing technique video. And when Sandra gets back from her family vacation, we are going to have at least one show, maybe multiple shows about this writing technique, her perspective, my perspective, and we're going to get this into your hands because everybody on the planet, like Sandra said when she first did it years ago, should do this. And I don't care how advanced you are. I don't care how unadvanced you are. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care what a dummy you are. See, Sophia, I didn't say the S word. I don't care what a dummy you are. That writing technique will change your life. It changed mine, and it has saved me so much. And it's another one of those things where I feel my vibration's been lifted several layers because it has been, because I moved out of low vibration thinking, what Zig Ziglar used to call stinking thinking. I had a checkup from the neck up, and I just want to thank Sandra for bringing that to me. But the alchemy and transmutation of psychic self-defense, and the writing technique is alchemy. The writing technique is transmutation of psychic self-sabotage. So it fits right in. And if you're good at that, you'll be good at this. And if you're good at this, you'll be good at that. So a new paradigm has begun, both in getting ourselves right through the writing technique as presented by Sandra D., rawreflections.org, serpentanddove.com, jeffreydarty.com. If you need help, we're available. Our schedules are booking up. We're into the first week of July. Let us know. So alchemy and transmutation of psychic self-defense, a new paradigm has begun. You know that Sandra and I have long been advocates of Lisa Renee's 12D Shield. I've been doing Lisa Renee's 12D Shield for 6-7 years. Sandra's been doing the 12D Shield for years. We've been doing it every single morning together, whether we're together or whether we're remote. We're doing it together after our meditation period that we're doing every morning. Talk about profound. So we were big believers in Lisa Renee's 12D Shield. I'm still a big believer in Lisa Renee's content. I think she's a gift to humanity. Lisa Renee, when you're finished with your sabbatical, I still want to have you on. But the 12D Shield's time has passed. And it was amazing because I was already thinking this in my head. I was already going through this information that came across my bow, so to speak. And then the other day, when I was still over in Fort Lauderdale, Sandra said to me, I just don't feel like we need to do the 12D Shield anymore. And I was blown away. And this girl gets things intuitively that I have to study into. And it blows my mind. And it makes me so happy because, wow, what a team. What a team. And I'm thinking, how am I going to tell her that the 12D Shield isn't serving us anymore? How am I going to get that through to her? Because I know she likes the 12D Shield. And see, that's my problem. I think for her. I assume that she's thinking this, and really she's thinking that. I assume that I know what's going on in that pretty little mind, and I have no idea. And if you're in a relationship, don't assume. We come from different worlds, her and I. And, we've had very few issues, but you're going to have issues when you're in a new relationship. And some of the issues are because I say apple and I see one thing. I say apple and she sees another thing. And it's just because we're so different. And you just have to be patient with yourself. And this is so different, this information. I'm saying apple and you're seeing orange. Give me a second. The time of the 12D Shield has passed, and here's why. Because it requires too much energy to set up and maintain. It's not easy to go into a deeply meditative state every morning, and I don't know how you do a 12D Shield without meditating first. I really don't. But it takes a lot of energy to go into that 12D Shield, and it takes a lot of energy to maintain that 12D Shield over the day. It's an energetic shield. Where do you think the energy comes from? Yes, some of it comes from the planet. Yes, some of it comes from the stellar core, but the rest of it comes from you, brother, you, sister. And the problem with shielding, one of the problems is it takes power. It takes energy to maintain it. And if you've got energy maintaining a shield, that's energy you don't have at your disposal in other areas. And the shield is dependent upon its maintenance and it being maintained by high energy output. So if you're being bombarded by energies that are seeking to take you down and you're spending energy to keep a shield up, it can be problematic. And here's some things that you probably don't know about shielding. I know about this through my astral and shamanic work, and it's going to sound like Greek to a lot of you, except those of you in Greece, and then it'll sound like English. But psychic shielding was never, ever intended to be used how it's being used today. I'm letting you in to some secrets. I'm giving you a look behind the curtain. Psychic shielding is a technique that was developed by shaman. And shaman use psychic shielding to temporarily shield themselves from detection so they can get to where they want to be, then drop the shield and do their work. Not a perfect analogy, but psychic shielding was originally intended as a shamanic tool, not too much different from the Trojan horse. Don't mind me. I'm harmless. I'm just wandering about, frittering about the astral realm. Don't mind me. I'm just wandering about in your subconscious. Don't mind me. I'm just a harmless little fuzzball. And you get past the defenses and boom, you drop the shield. And there you are, large and in charge, wall to wall, treetop tall, 10 feet tall, and bulletproof, ready to do your thing. A psychic shield was never meant to be a 24/7, 365 thing. It is created to be temporary. It is used on a temporary basis. That's because even if you're a shaman and you've shielded yourself, all shields break down. All shields break down. 12D shield, 13. Oh, I've got it better. The 13D shield. Oh, wait a minute. Here's the 14D shield. 3-minute abs, 2-minute abs, 1-minute abs. They break down. They're flawed. The whole idea of shielding as we know it today is flawed because it was never meant to be used that way. And let's just be honest, folks. At the end of the day, they don't really work well for most of you. And this is why they don't work well for most of you. Let's see what the chat room has to say about shielding. I think it'd be proper to take a quick look and see what folks are saying and maybe answer some questions. Let me get over here. Sounds sane to me. Warriors don't run. Good morning in Virginia. Moscow, Russia. Very nice to see you over in Russia. Thank you, Miss Space Cake. If you think it's good to see us happy, you ought to know how good it is to be happy. I'm a double dude, Jeff, and you're a good example. Well, thank you. I'm not sure what you mean, but thank you. Oh, good dude. Thank you so much. Google always messes with them. Sandra, shoot me a text when you arrive. Agree, I was taught the writing technique 15 years ago in my rehabilitation. It made success in life and business ever since. That's awesome. I'm an advocate of tactile imaging. Let's see. Yeah, that's true. It makes you sleepy. Oh, the shield. Yeah, this is deep, Jeff. Thank you. At best, they'll last for a couple days. You're right, Daniel. It's short-term protection, never intended, and never really works for long. Anybody who's used it has to have experienced that. Never heard of shielding. So let's get back into our talk then. Good stuff in the chat room. Great for you guys. I really enjoy it. So let's share the screen again and let's rock and roll. So these are things you may not have known about shielding. And it's just not meant to last long. That's why it doesn't work for you. So let's talk about energy now. We're talking about the alchemy and the transmutation of psychic self-defense. And here's one thing you've got to understand. And this is where some of you are going to have problems with me. Energy just is. There's no such thing as good energy. There's no such thing as bad energy. There's no such thing as balanced energy. There's no such thing as unbalanced energy. Now, I know I just contradicted myself because I taught probably a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago, that what we call demons are actually unbalanced energetic entities. And what we are called to do is rebalance them or put out positive balanced energy so it repels them until They're ready to be rebalanced, and they have to come back to us like salmon swimming upstream to their nest, their original birth grounds. I was right, but I was wrong. I had the right idea. I had the right thought process, but I got the specifics wrong. And I'm not too big of a man to admit that I've made mistakes in the past. Hell, I make mistakes in the present. I'm not too big of a man to admit that my thoughts and my beliefs and my strategies are evolving. If I believed and did the same exact things today that I did 5 years ago, that would mean my Twitter audience that I'm stagnant. That would mean the great YouTube audience that I'm in a rut. So if you're believing the same thing you believed 5 years ago, you might want to take a look at it. But energy just is. There's no good energy. There's no bad energy. Energy just is. Energy is energy. And yet, we have to admit that sometimes it does seem like it's bad. Sometimes it does seem like it's evil. Sometimes it does seem like it's unbalanced. Why? Energy just is, but, and I can't think of a better word than colored. Energy just is, but it is colored by the force of the intention with which it is projected. So if someone or something is projecting energy towards you that is meant to do you harm, you will sense that intention. And it will seem that the energy, did I spell energy right? Yeah, it looked weird to me. It'll seem that the energy is bad intention towards you, has bad intention to you, but it doesn't. Energy is just energy. Electricity is just electricity. Not good, not bad, doesn't love you, doesn't hate you. It's really indifferent to you. So is energy. And by the way, your energy. Energy just is. But the intention with which it's delivered to you as makes it feel like it is a thing. When Sandra shows love to me through her energy, oh, this is such good energy. I love it. On the rare occasions where Sandra gets mad at me, let's just say it's a different feeling, but it's the same energy. Same energy. It's just the intention with which it is projected. And you've got to get this point down. You've got to get this foundational truth down. Energy is just energy, and you're feeling the intention, not the energy. Energy carries intention. It is not that intention. Energy just is. How many of you need more energy? Raise your virtual hands. Been a long time since I asked people to raise their hands. Do you need more energy? Well, I'm about to blow your mind. You know that I'm in the mind-blowing business, and cousin, business is a booming here today, let me tell you. What if you could turn energy that's being used against you to your advantage? What if you could actually consume and transmute bad energy into usable fuel for your life? What if you could actually consume and transmute bad energy into usable fuel for your essence? Because remember, energy is just energy. What if the energy that's being projected at you that's meant to harm you, what if you could strip it of the ill intention and consume that energy, transmute it within your cauldron, if you will, and then use it to power yourself and your work? What if you could do that? Do you think you could use more energy? I know I could. And remember, energy is energy. So at least in theory, you'd have to agree with me that if someone or something or some force is projecting negative, what you perceive as negative intent, negative energy towards you, now you know, okay, this energy is coming towards me, and boy, I can feel it, and it has not my best at heart, but I know, boy, this is a lot of energy. So at least in your head, you've got to say, there's a lot of powerful energy coming at me. If I could strip it of its ill intention, I know it's just energy. And man, I don't know about you, but I could use it. There's many people that believe, and many good, strong spiritual people believe that as a human being, we only have so much energy. It's like women. You only have so many eggs in your womb or your uterus or wherever those things live. You've only got so many of them. And when they're used up, they're used up. Many people believe, and it's really not that weird of an analogy if you think about it, because what are the eggs? The eggs give life, right? What is energy? Energy is your life. Some people believe that you've only got so much energy. And once you use it up, you're done. And boy, does that bring up some interesting implications on walk-ins, doesn't it? Wow. What if you use up all your energy and you're about ready to check out? And that's what happens with walk-ins. And I mean, Sandra, myself, Deborah L. Smith, many of you, Rex, Wayne, a lot of people have talked about, did something walk into me? Did somebody walk into me? Did my higher self? I believe I had about expended all my energy, and then my higher self came in. So I'm not the me that I used to be. But anyway, I don't mean to get off on a rabbit trail, but could you use more energy? Energy is energy. You might only have so much energy to use. So if you only have so much energy to use, and let's face it, folks, Jesus, the Lord, the Savior, the Master, Yeshua, whatever you call him, he said, listen, there's always going to be folks that hate you. Always going to be folks that hate you. There's always going to be folks that bring offense to you. Always. Sometimes they mean it. Sometimes it's accidental. Sometimes you imagine it. But you're always going to have energy coming to you that has a ill intention that's not for your best. It's always going to be coming, cousin. Always. So if you've only got a finite amount of energy, or if you could use some more energy, and every day, or at least every few days, there's always going to be energy coming against you to try to hurt you, harm you, slow you down, take you down. If you could strip the intention from that energy, you could use it. The question is, how hard is it to capture this energy that's being directed at you and use it for you? How hard is it to cleanse the intention from the energy and then infuse it with your own? Can you imagine? I'm thinking of the Bible verse and the ancient Hebrew scriptures that said Joseph, who probably never existed, it's a story, and it may have been written to illustrate this point. He said, because his brothers sold him into slavery. Think about that. Oh, think about this. This is what you call a download on live YouTube streaming. Joseph was sold into slavery by his brothers. We were sold into slavery by our brothers at Babylon, at the Tower of Babel. We were about to rebel. We were about to take our place back from no way, wrong way, Yahweh, the God that was pretending that he was Yahweh. We were about to win, but the people that became the Hebrews sold us out. The people from the other side, the traitors, that's what it normally, regularly, I'm talking linguistically means. Jeff, do you hate all Jews? No. Jeff, are you against the Jews? No. Are the Jews the devil? No. I'm just talking about what happened in history. So the Jews, the Hebrews, sold us down the river, made an alliance with Yahweh. That's why they became his chosen people. And we were sold out by our brothers, just like Joseph was sold out by his brothers. And Joseph had the coat of many colors. We had the chakras and the energetic and the subtle body of many colors. That's who we are. That's our real body. This is good stuff. And this is just, boom, download Magenta Pixie style. I'm loving it. So we had our coat of many colors. We had our subtle light bodies. We got sold out by our brothers. And we got sold into slavery, this world, Egypt, even Jesus, Yeshua, the Master, the Lord, whatever you call him. He even said that Egypt, this world is Egypt. He was taking us back to the Joseph story. Wow. Wow. I know I got a long sleeve shirt on, but man, I've got some chill bumps going. My goosebumps got chill bumps. That's where I'm at right now. And he was the Master was trying to tell us, think about Egypt. Think about Joseph. You got sold out by your brethren, but now here you are in these bodies that you got conned into. But now that you know who you are, you know you're divine, you know you're sovereign, you know you're free, what they meant to be bad for you, what they meant to you for evil, you can turn around for good. getting conned into these mud hut bodies, getting sold out by our brethren, living in slavery, but waking up and realizing who we are, we now have a chance to turn that evil into good for ourselves. Because now we have, thank you for the explosion of hearts over on Twitter, we now have this body, and ironically, this body we got conned into makes us super, super powerful in the energetic realms. I don't know why, I just know. When you go into the astral realm, when you go into the energetic realms, the fact that you have a body, it makes you Arnold Schwarzenegger, Rambo, Hannibal from the A-Team, Mr. T, King Kong, and the genie from Aladdin all into one. Because you've got a body, you're tremendously powerful in the spiritual realm. I don't know why. Maybe it's because you're anchored to the earth through this, and you're connected to the earth, and you've got the connection from the central part of the universe and the connection from the earth, and you realize who you are. And this body in this dimension and in this realm that we're in just gives you tremendous power. So I say all that to say this, to ask you, because only you know. Only you know if you're ready. Only you know if you're ready to take energy that's being deployed at you and take it and use it for you. It's like the movies, the Kung Fu movies, right? Where the guy gets up there and he shoots an arrow at somebody. Poing! And the arrow's coming right for his head. Oh, no, it's going to kill him. And he's like, wah! He catches the arrow, right? And then he takes his own bow out and takes that arrow and shoots the dude that shot him and kills him with his own arrow. And even though Paul wrote this, he stole it. Our faith, our trust in the deity within us empowers us to quench all the fiery darts of the enemy. That means to quench every arrow that's shot at you. It's a perfect analogy. Another download on live YouTube. Wow, that's amazing. Think of this picture. Our faith is supposed to, and what is our faith in? Our faith is in that we have the spark of divinity within us. Our faith is in that we are offspring of the Elohim, and we're springing back up to be just like him. And think about what a energetic thought with ill intention would be. Could there be any more perfect analogy? And I didn't think about this until just now. This literally is download on live YouTube. A flaming arrow coming at you is a perfect analogy, flawless analogy of ill intention, energetic intention being directed at you. Let's just take an easy one. Hate. Somebody's projecting hate on you. Boom. They shot this arrow. It's a flaming arrow. It's coming right at you. Nothing evil about an arrow. Arrow's a tool. But when a person lights it on fire and points it at you and shoots it, that's their intention. The arrow is just energy. Just energy. Arrows, you can use an arrow to shoot your dinner that will save your family's life, or you can use an arrow to shoot your wife and kill her. I know, bad analogy, but I'm just trying to, it's really that dichotomous. So the arrow's coming at you, pure energy's coming at you. It's on fire, it's flaming, it's full of bad intention, but it's shot at you and you're like, whoa, you caught it. You got this arrow in your hand, the head of it's flaming, right? It's an arrow, it's a tool, it's energy. I got this energy, Twitter, ask away. I got this energy, YouTube, and it's flaming. The intention on this energy is hot and not in a good way. It wants to take me down. So what do? I blow it out. I blow out the intention. Now what do I got? I got an arrow. And it's a perfectly good arrow. In fact, it's already been tested. This is a really good arrow because it got shot at me from a long distance and it was about to hit me right between the eyes. So is there something following me, a spirit? He's powerful. I can't see your name. Give me a second to tune into that. I don't know, but this will help you even if he is. So here comes the flaming arrow. You catch it. You blow it out. It's just an arrow. Put it in your quiver, yo. A quiver is the thing that you hold arrows on your back, and, you know, Robin Hood pulls it out. And, phew, phew. And here's another analogy right back to energy. This is so powerful. This is what happens when you meditate. This is what happens when you do the writing technique. This is what happens when you do the inner work. This is what happens when you listen to Sandra D and do what she tells you to do. It's amazing because you only got so many arrows of your own. Your mom only gave you 10 arrows. You only made 10 arrows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, darn. No arrows. Tripping me, choking me. Yeah. You got that is a spirit that's bothering you. But if you'll do what I'm about to tell you to do, it'll work. And you can email me. Go to my website, New Cosmic Knowledge, or go to serpentandDove.org, because I think Sandra and I both can help you on that. Leave us a message, and we work on a donation basis. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. All these arrows are coming at you, and they're always going to be coming at you, and a lot of them are going to be flaming. So can you imagine you only have 11 arrows, but these arrows that are coming at you, boom, 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 boom. I got 4 or 5. Boom. Now all of a sudden, I got 111 arrows. I got 1,011 arrows. I got arrows on standby. This is why another download, live YouTube. I'm telling, and this is the first day of a 10-day fast. Can you tell? Can you tell? This is why the master said, be thankful to those that abuse you, because they're shooting flaming arrows at you. Catch them, blow them out, and say, thank you very much. They're trying, and pray for those that despitefully use you. Do good to those that hate you. They're shooting arrows at you. It's flaming. Catch it, blow it out. Thank you very much. And he said, call blessing and favor upon those that seek to destroy you. They're shooting arrows. They're shooting arrows. Blow them out. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Wow. Wow. Let me say that backwards. Wow. Let me say it frontwards. Wow. That's why we should be thankful when people are cursing us. That's why we should be, thank you for the arrows, bro. Thank you for the arrows, sister. I know you only got a few of them. Thank you for sharing. Boom, boom, boom. And now you've got all the arrows. You'll have more arrows than you can ever shoot. Ah, here's another one, another live download. Why do you want to have more arrows than you can ever shoot? I'll wait. Because if you have more arrows than you can ever shoot, you can defend other people with them. You can use your arrows in service to others. Now, you can't use your own arrows if you only got 11, because you got to be of service to self before you can be service to others. This is transformational knowledge, ladies and gentlemen. This might be the most important thing I've ever brought to you. And I've brought some pretty important stuff. You can't help but so many people. You can only help you with your own arrows. To be frank, you're going to need all 11 of them. And I'm not saying that there's 11 only. I like 11. It's a spiritual number. You get what I'm saying. But if you want to be in service to, you've got 11 to be in service to yourself. And cousin, it ain't no good to take an arrow with you. Use all 11. Don't be afraid to fire. Use all 11 of your damn arrows. But use them for yourself. Service to self, inner work, dark night of the soul. Getting out of bad places and bad relationships and things that don't serve you. Use your arrows for you. Well, then how am I supposed to be service to others if you're telling me to use all my arrows for me? It's just like the teaching I did a couple days ago about when the Master, Jesus, Yeshua, the Lord, whatever you call the brother, he said, love your neighbor as yourself. Shoot some arrows on behalf of your neighbor, but To love your neighbor as you love yourself, you got to what? First love yourself. And I'm saying reserve your arrows, your 11 arrows for you. Well, then what do we do? How can we be of service to others? Because the Lord was smart. The master was smart. He knew that there'd always be people shooting at you. And listen to this, cousin. The more you're doing for the cause of good, the more arrows are going to be shot at you. The more you're doing in service to others, the more arrows are going to be shot at you. The more you're doing to help other people, the more arrows are going to be shot at you. It's a weird, perverse truth. The happier you get, the more people are going to shoot flaming arrows at you. The more effective you become in working for the planet, the more arrows are going to be shot at you. The more effective you become in working for the people and the creatures on the planet, the more arrows are going to be shot at you. The more aware that you get, the more arrows are going to be shot at you. And think about it. It makes perfect sense. If you were running this thing, and I've run things that were against people before. I've been in other times in other places a person that was in charge of keeping people down and fighting them and making them serve and making them knuckle under. I've been in those places and done those things. You could say I did that for 20 years as a Protestant minister. And you're not going to shoot at people that are just laying there in the bed, not doing nothing. You don't care about them. But it's the people that start rabble-rousing. It's the people that start saying things and showing things and doing things that are going to bring them into full liberation, and gulp might bring somebody else into full liberation. Those are the people you got to go after, because they will upset the whole apple cart. And then everybody will know that the gig is up and that you really aren't born with original sin in need of salvation, and we got the only Savior. So you'll do, it's just like any other bad relationship where they control you with things that they say only they can give you. It's a lie. You can get it for yourself. And religion has been teaching that to us for at least 2,000 years, that we're born in original sin and that we need a church to save us. No, you don't. You got the spark of divinity within. So bringing it all back, keep your arrows to be of service to yourself. And as you grow and try to be service to others, you're going to get a lot of arrows shot at you. Now, you might be doing a 12D shield and just hunkering down and letting these arrows bounce off your shield, but sooner or later, you're going to get weak, and one of them's going to come through and it's going to pierce you. But what if you turn it around and you catch the arrows, you blow out the intention, you put them on your quiver? That's one you can use for somebody else. Here comes another one. Boom. That's two you can use for somebody else. Here comes two more. Now you got four you can use for somebody else. Didn't think I was going to see that one, did you? 5. 6. 2. Catching them under my arm now. Boop, 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 boop. Now I got arrows to use for my fellows. I got arrows to use for the people that text me on live Twitter and say, I got something chasing me. I need your help. Transformational. But I don't know if you're ready. But I will tell you this. I believe in you. I believe in you on Twitter. I believe in you on Facebook. I think you can do it. You wouldn't be here if you didn't have the stuff to be able to do this alchemy. You wouldn't be here if you didn't have the stuff to be able to do this transmutation. I sit here in this behind this microphone in front of this Illuminati satanic red and black checkerboard in front of a crystal ball wearing a Shiva medallion and some crazy shirt. I sit here and I feel the energy coming from you people. I feel the energy coming from the people that are in this chat room. I sit here and I read the comments and the emails that I get all day long. And I say this all the time. These people don't know how powerful they really are. You don't know how powerful you really are. You don't know how powerful you really are. I do. You're a powerful individual. I believe in you. I think you can do it. You're a powerful individual and you can do this. And I want you to do it so I don't have to use any more arrows on you. So I can use arrows on somebody else, but I really want you to do it because then you can start catching, blowing, and stacking And then the Gospel Truth Army, then the NCK crowd gets bigger and stronger and faster. And we got all kind of arrows, cousin. We're in the arrow shooting business. And the better we get at this, the more our business is wait for it, booming. Sorry, Rooney. You have to know you can do it. I know you can do it, but you have to know you can do it. We have to move from prey to predator. Hunkering down beneath a shield is a prey mentality. I'm in this shield. I'm hunkering down. And I know there's things out there that are trying to get me, but I'm in the shield and I'm safe in this shield. And there was a time and a place for that. There's a time and a place of that type of a mindset for growth. But now it's time for us to move from the prey mindset to the predator mindset. Some of you don't like that idea of being a predator, so let's call it the warrior mindset. Why am I sitting here hunkered down inside a shield, using all my energy to fight off these arrows when I've only got 11 and I want to help people? What if I believed Jeff and I got out of this shield and I actually started catching arrows, blowing out the intention and putting them in my quiver? So now I got enough for service to self, which is really service to others. And I got enough now to be in service to others. And as I grow and develop, I know there's always going to be plenty of arrows coming my way for me to catch and blow out and put into my quiver and help more people. And I think most of you already have this warrior mindset. You may not have realized it until right now, but most of you have it. And the rest of you can develop it. Are you tired of being tossed about? Are you tired of being hunkered down under a shield, living in fear? Are you tired of being on the defense, and are you ready to go on the offense? Gentlemen, ladies, the best defense is a strong offense, said Captain Kirk. Am I challenging you to do something about it? Yeah, I really am. I'm challenging you to do something about it. You that are old, remember Robert Conrad with the battery on his shoulder? Go ahead, I dare you. Knock it off. I dare you. Step up to the plate and do this. And I dare not go back to the chat room. Let me finish this. Now I'm going to tell you how to do it. I know it was a little bit long, but this is transformational. Whoops. You ready? Are you ready to rumble? Michael Buffer. Are you ready to rumble? Are you ready to learn how to do it? Here we go. It's a super easy process. Number one, you recognize the attack. You have to learn how to feel energy. You have to learn how to sense energy, and most of you already know. You're like, I'm sensing energy being directed towards me that's not meant for my good. Now, that can be hate from an enemy. I feel that. That can be jealousy from a girlfriend. I feel that. That can be leering stares from a dude, ladies. I feel that. That can be jealousy, rage, snide comments, little, just anything that's not meant for your good. You can learn to feel it, and you can even smell it. I can smell it. So you recognize it. And let's continue our analogy. You recognize, oh, there's some arrows of hate coming my way. Where are they? Oh, here they come right here. And you'll be like kung fu. You don't even have to open your eyes. It's just like, whoa. It's like the Matrix. You caught the arrow. Well, you caught the arrow. I know that's only two, and they're still on fire. Can you see them? They're on fire. They're flaming. Whoa. Don't want to burn my eyebrows, but they're flaming. So the first thing is you recognize the attack. And I might have got this out of order. You recognize the attack. No, I'm right. You recognize the attack. and you consume the energy. That's catching it. You take control of it. This energy is coming at you. It's flaming arrows. Boom, boom. You take control of them. You consume them, and I'll show you how to consume them in a minute. And then, and can you imagine, I didn't even think of this arrow analogy until I got the download halfway through the program. So you're sitting here, you've recognized the attack, you've got the arrows, you've consumed them, they're under your control, they're flaming. Now you want to transmute the energy. How do you transmute the energy? You don't transmute the energy, you transmute the intention, dummy. I put it wrong on the slide. You transmute the energy or the intention that's on the energy. They're flaming, it's ill intention. What do? You blow it out. And then you put it into your quiver where you can use it. Here's how it looks practically. And it's a breathing technique. And I mean, I don't think this is the only way to do it, but this is the way that it really works well for me. And I think it works well for a lot of people. And that arrow analogy might even be better than this. You can do it either way you want. But you sense the energy. Okay. There's some energy coming at me. And boy, it's a lot of energy. There's energy coming at me right now. As we speak, Twitter, as we speak, YouTube, there's strong energy coming at me, very strong energy with an intention of hatred, with the intention of tearing me down. There's a strong energy coming that is really against me, even would want me dead. There's energy coming that strong at me. So I recognize that energy right now. And, and I can exteriorize and I can look at it and I can see it's like a dense, dark cloud that's being directed at me, like a dark beam. And you can close your eyes with him. You can begin to imagine this. If you imagine it as a dark cloud, or maybe you imagine it as the arrow. For some reason, the arrow is a really good analogy too, but I imagine this dark cloud and it's being beamed right towards me. You might see, like my friend on Twitter, you might see a dark energy, a dark mass hovering about you. Here's what you do. You ready for this? You take short inhales. As this energy comes at me, I'm taking this blackness, this dark energy into me. And as I do it, it gets less and less. I wait for it to build up a little bit more. It's in me. I'm taking in the dark energy. How do you know when it's all got? Because you feel full and you know you don't see the darkness anymore. So I've got it all. It's in me. That dark energy is in me. It's in my cauldron, my gut. So now I'm going to transmute that energy. I'm going to energetically cleanse that energy of the intention that's on it. And I'm just going to breathe it out. I'm going to breathe out that ill intention. And if I wanted to be retributory, I would breathe it out at the person that sent it back. But I'm not in that frequency anymore. 2 days ago, I would have breathed that energy in, and I would have expelled that intention right back at the person because I was in a place of retribution and revenge and anger. But now I take in that ill intention and I break it down into particles so small that they are impossible to ever regenerate into sentience. And then I expel it into the deepest, darkest expanses of the universe where it can never again become sentient and harmful. That's real transmutation. That's not just transmuting for me. That's not just transmuting for you. That's transmuting for the whole human race. And it's taking it off that poor individual that's shooting it towards you. Maybe they mean it. Maybe they mean it and they really do want to hurt you, but maybe they either they can't get it or they don't get it or they won't get it. But why send it back to them? Be of service even to people that don't want to be of service to you. And it's interesting that stopped dead in its tracks. I don't feel it anymore. But wherever you are and whatever you're doing, when you feel that energy that's being directed against you, you can very simply and you can very easily breathe that energy in. And once you breathe the energy in, you keep it in your cauldron, and then you strip it of its negative in your mind. You strip it of that intention that makes the energy wrong. And I feel even better. I'm empowered because of that. I mean, that was some strong energy coming to me. Strong. And all I did was take it in, strip it of its intention, and then expel it into the deepest expanses of the universe where it can no longer become sentient. You can't destroy energy, but you can break it down into components so small that it can never coalesce again. And now, what they meant for evil, I have turned into good for me. And it sounds crazy, but not only is it good to have people that don't like you, it's good to have people that really don't like you. Because the ones that really don't like you, they're going to send really, really intense energy your way. And there might be 2 for 1 in the arrow business. I mean, that energy that just came at me that I caught, that was probably 2-3 arrows worth. Boom. Is it different? Yeah. Is it a little scary? Maybe the first couple times you try it. But let's review this real quick, and then I'll go in the chat room and answer questions, and we'll be done. I know this was a long one, but boy, is this ever freaking powerful stuff. So let's go back and let's review this. We're talking about the alchemy and transmutation of psychic self-defense. We're talking about a new paradigm. The days of shields are gone because shields require too much energy to maintain them. Shields were never meant to be used this way. They're just used by shaman to temporarily get to where they want to go. So then the shields dropped and they do their work. Energy just is. There's no such thing as good energy or bad energy. Energy just is, but the intention with which it is sent colors it. And when you feel like, oh, I feel bad energy, I feel dark energy. No, you don't. You feel energy projected with a dark intention. Energy only carries intention. It is not that intention. You can use the energy that's directed against you towards your advantage. You can use the evil that people want to do to you towards your good by simply transmuting the energy, recognizing, drawing in the energy, transmuting it, and then converting it to arrows for your quiver. How hard is it? Depends upon how you define hard. I think easy is something you can do. You can take energy directed at you and use it for you. I don't know if you're ready, but I do believe in you. I do think you can do it. I know that you're more powerful than you really think you are. I know you're a powerful individual. Most of you have this mindset within you. The rest of you can develop it. Are you tired of being a victim, and are you ready to be a victor? Are you ready to rumble, recognize the attack, consume the energy, transmute it, strip it of that intention, shoot that intention out into areas of the universe and into particles so small that it can never coalesce again. And then use the energy, use the arrows that you put in your quiver. It's really just that simple, and it's really just that profound, and it will work for you every time. I guarantee it. If you have the guts, to do it. Now, I'm not telling you to go do it if you don't think you're ready for it, but I am asking you to consider it. Let me get back to the top, or get back to where I left off, and see if I can answer questions in the remaining time. Boy, there's a lot of questions in this. Wow, what a great crowd. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, I can see some gems from Sandra D. There's no wonder I'm so in love with that woman. She really is the most amazing person that I've ever met. And damn, is she cute. She is super cute. Okay. I don't know if it's going to let me go all the way back to the beginning. Pull in the negative, transmute it alchemically, then use it in us. Boom. Give us an example of how you would turn negative energy into good. I just did. Sandra says not true. I'm not sure what she meant about that. Seems like we may confuse good energy and bad energy as high frequency and low frequency. That's a good point, Tanhawk Group. Energy doesn't die, it just transforms. Sandra's absolutely right. Energy cannot die. Energy never breaks down. Energy is energy. That's why you really need to transform it, because if you just have a shield and it's bouncing off, it's still going somewhere else. It's gonna hurt somebody else. What kind of people are we if we're so selfish we just shield ourselves and let bad energy or let energy with ill intention bounce off and go into somebody else's life? What's the implications of the law of attraction? Oh yeah, I'm deflecting all this energy away from me. Look out below. Timber! Watch out for that flaming arrow. I deflected it from me because I didn't give a damn about you. Oops. Sorry, sister. I know that got you right into ass. Wow. Alchemy. It's exactly what it is. Lit T says she wants some energy. Transmute it, Lit T. It's as simple as having a negative thought, realize it didn't come from you, and transmuting that thought into a positive one. Shane, very well done. That's what meditation does. Meditation teaches you how to do what I'm trying to tell you how to do. Sandra can teach you to do on a practical basis what I'm trying to teach you to do on a spiritual basis. See, that's why we work so well together. If you go to her and learn how to meditate, then the stuff that comes out of my mouth makes more sense. And that's why people used to not like me so much, because I'm saying all this stuff and it didn't. They're like, yeah, that sounds good, but dude, something's missing. There's no heart in it. What does it really mean in my life? Here comes Sandra, blows open my heart chakra, goes in to work with me. And now, oh yeah, that makes sense. If I use the meditation and I can set the thoughts aside, realize they're not me. Oh yeah. So now I can set aside the energy is, I mean, I can understand and I can tell what's energy being directed at me with ill intention. I can catch the arrow. I can breathe in and I can transmute. See, it's hand in glove, ladies and gentlemen. It's hand in glove. Change your energy just by smiling. Everything comes from within, Shane. It just appears to come from an external source, when in actuality, the outer source is a catalyst reflection of our inner world. And you wonder why I'm in love with this woman. Wow. These catalysts are a gift given from the universe to aid us in growth. Wow. The negative energy is ours to begin with. Lit T, remember the show that I did? I think it was yesterday, the day before. This is neighbor stuff. This transmuting of energy is neighbor stuff. It's about loving your neighbor. The narcissistic stuff that you're under is about self stuff, loving yourself. Lit T, I am not and never will telling you to stay in a situation. You've got to listen to that video. I will never tell you to stay in a situation with a narcissist, with a sociopath, with a psychopath. And neither did the Master, Jesus, the Lord, whatever you call him. He said, love yourself first. Get out of that situation. Remove yourself physically from that situation. Get out, pack your stuff, or just walk away and leave your stuff. Get out now. You've got to save yourself. You can't be any use to others if you don't save yourself. Get out of that situation. And then when you're from a safe distance, when you're at a safe distance and you feel that negative or that energy that's tinted with negative intention coming at you from the narcissist, from the psychopath, from the sociopath, or from just a person that's having those type of thoughts, then from a safe distance, you begin to identify it, transmute it, cleanse it, and use it for yourself. You cannot do it while you're in the situation. It will destroy you. You've got to get out. Understand, this is love your neighbor as yourself part. This is love yourself part. And love yourself part is get away from psychopaths, sociopaths, narcissists, controllers, abusers, people that don't have your best interest at heart. Get away. And even if it's a person that is just a mundane relationship, yeah, he's okay. Yeah, it's better than being alone. No, it's not. It's not better than being alone. It's better to be alone than to be in a mundane relationship or a profane relationship, especially if there's sexuality going on. The exchange of energy in sexuality has been grossly misunderstood by all of us. And it's not until you get into a real sacred sexuality that you begin to realize, oh my gods, what was I doing to myself? What was I doing to the planet? So Lit T, I hope that makes sense. And go watch that other video. I'll try to remember to connect it to this video. That is an inside job, absolutely. We can always do our inner work around the relationship, then leave the rest to God. Exactly. After you're from a safe distance, from a safe distance, from a safe distance. Repeat it with me. From a safe distance. Get to a safe distance first. Wayne thinks that we are like gods by our incarnation, our birth. Well, Lit T, have you ever had a dog and that dog had babies? What kind of babies did that dog have? I'm willing to bet that dog had puppies, which are baby dogs. I've got a cat, Rooney. He's laying right there. He's never going to have any kittens, but he might contribute to the, well, not anymore. But then our other cat, Callie, she's out there on the bed. She's had babies before. Ask Sandra what they were. They were kittens. Cats have kittens. Dogs have puppies. Elephants have, I think they're called bulls, little baby elephants. We were created by the Elohim, who are gods and goddesses. So I ask you, Lit T, what do gods and goddesses have? Jeff, have you ever created a lightsaber from the ether of the astral to zap astral creatures? Yes. If the cause is what we perceive as bad and the effect is growth and awakening, was the cause really bad? No. It's taking what's meant to you to be evil and using it for good. You can't have light without dark. Exactly right, Sandra. I love you. Wicked analogy, Jeff. Thank you. Think of it this way. When you can find the positive in a negative situation, you've already taken the energy and changed the intent. Lady Hawk. Profound. Profound. That's how easy it is. You've already done that in your life. You have taken a negative situation and you found the positive in it. That's transmutation. I'm just showing you the mechanics of it, how to do it every time willfully and intently, and how to send that ill stuff into a place where it will never be ill towards anybody again. You can see it at night, but it can also burn you. Fire, yeah. Yes, Lit T, and use discernment to know when the healing is done and time to walk away. Absolutely. I say don't even use discernment. Get the hell out of there, first and foremost. Protect yourself. Get away, because you can't do it from close proximity. Not when you're in sociopathic, narcissistic, all that stuff, PSN, controlling. You can't do it from close distance. Get yourself to a safe distance and stay there. Traditional bow shooting is a great exercise. It is. Not sure, Shane, but I do know that looking within is where we find our true power and bliss. Absolutely. This is an awesome download. Thank you, Michelle T. Bow hunting, bow shooting. And this is why I'm so in love with Sandra D as a partner for working with her. Because she just said, I only offer what works for me. Everything that you hear from Sandra has been tried and tested. See, the show's about to come to an end because the water's almost gone. Everything that you get from Sandra has been tried and tested in the laboratory of the real world. It's not theory with her. It has been tested and proved in the crucible of real world experience. And cousin, that little girl has had some experience. And the respect that I have for her for coming through that, She is a transmutation wizard. Much respect to you, sweetheart. Much honor to you. You're an amazing person. This is happening. Yeah. And Sandra says this all the time. You're finding your true energy, Jeff. Thank you, Miss Space Cakes. And you've been around a long time. You've watched me change. And I appreciate that coming from you. Sandra says all the time, this isn't happening to me. This is happening for me. Because think about it. Sandra's always had a deep desire to be of service to others. Sandra only had 11 arrows like the rest of us. And because of the situation she put herself in, she needed about 12 or 13 just to get herself right. So what does she do? I'm in a bad situation. Yeah, I made bad choices. I made bad decisions. Things were foisted upon me. But crap. I know I'm in a bad situation. I know I need 12 or 13 arrows, but I only got 11. And yet I know I want to help people. I ain't even got enough to help myself. So what do? You go into the dark night of the soul. You do the inner work. It's an inside job. You learn to meditate, and then you start realizing, oh, yeah, this energy thing. So I can get more energy by transmuting energy that's not meant for good. I can turn. Oh, all of a sudden, she used her 11 arrows, got a couple more, got herself right to where she needed to be. And now she's transmuting and stacking arrows. So she's helping more and more and more people. Jeff, I did say thank you to someone that hurt me, and they didn't understand it at all. It dumbfounded them. And you know what, Melanie? It doesn't matter. I did a show on that yesterday. What if it doesn't work? What if I call down favor on my enemies and it doesn't work? So it's not meant to work for them. It's meant to work for you. And this energy thing makes it so clearly. Yes, you put good favor on those people that are shooting arrows at you, but they're still shooting. They're trying to help you out. The universe is trying to help you out because you need more arrows. That's the way to think about it, huh? If people are attacking me, that must mean I need more arrows. I'm so glad I'm being attacked. Thank you. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Honey, come over here. My quiver's full. Boom, 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 boom. Here, turn around. Come on. Oh, crap. Grab that other quiver. Boom, 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 boom. Grab that box. And all of a sudden, Sandra and I are making an arsenal. And cousin, we got an arsenal. And we're not going to display them on the wall. We're not going to put them in storage. We're not going to have a parade and march down the street saying, look at our arsenal. You know what we're going to do? We're going to lock and load. We're going to ready, we're going to aim, and we're going to fire. Now, I know I used to be fire, ready, aim. That's why Sandra came into my life. She's like, Jeff, now listen, Jeff, I like your enthusiasm. I like your zeal, but this fire, ready, aim stuff, it's not very efficient. What if you ready, then aimed, and then fired? I'm like, that's a great idea. Why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think of that? Lady Hawk says, we manifest our reality by what's within. If there's fear within, then there's fear outside. Yep. Like the lady said, bam. Synchronicity off the charts. Thank you. J Med says he got about 30 arrows. Jeff, I told him it was something I needed to go through. It's kind of scary to realize. Yep. We got to have some pretty darn clear intentions. Yep. Close range. That's false programming, Shane. Do your parents really want you to feel smaller than them? I think not. So why would God want us to feel smaller than God? Ooh. Wow, that lady that's good. I'd like to meet her. Oh, I'm already in a relationship with her. Lucky me. My teacher hates me, sends negative vibes and looks. Absolutely. Catch it and use it. What did Melanie say? What you just said, absolutely correct and beautiful. Absolutely it is. Love the arrow analogy, Jeff. Thank you. Cleanse, clear, and then create. Oh, somebody write that down. Baby, that was beautiful. Please write that down. I know you got a Ticonderoga handy. I'm going to write it down. Cleanse, clear, create. That's powerful. Cleanse, clear, create. Wow. That's amazing. What if you need a new shield? You don't need any shield at all. Get rid of them, Catherine. Shields are gone. That's a thing of the past. We need a silver arrow from vampires. Yeah, maybe. You opened up a whole new chapter for me this morning. Thank you, Tim. Sandra's writing technique. You might be surprised at what you discover. Let me tell you, cousin. I thought I knew me, and I thought I knew what was going on. I thought I knew me. I thought what's going on. And you know me, 36 years in spirituality, Bible college degree, 100,000 hours, boom, boom, boom. Look at me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 pages later, 18 pages later, 8 resentments of writing technique. And we're not talking about, you know, double spaced and all that. We're talking about a lot of writing, and I don't want you to see what I wrote. We're talking about a lot of writing, 18 pages, you know, 18 pages of writing, ladies and gentlemen. 18 pages of writing, ladies and gentlemen. I learned a lot of things about me. And you would think that you're going to learn things that would scare you and make you feel bad. I actually learned that my intentions aren't quite as bad as I thought they were. Yeah, I was a wreck, but it's easier to fix than you think. And it's profound. And let's face it, if someone who's had 36 years of spiritual experience across the spectrum can use it, so can you. I'm visioning Wonder Woman. Yeah, absolutely. I know exactly what my main blockage is, and I'm working towards alleviating it. Well, just quit working on it and do it. We thank you. I thank you, Space Cake. The initial intention of arrow collecting should be cleansing our inner world, then to assist others, because we don't want to pass on ill intentions. That's exactly right, Sandra. That's why I'm saying catch it, extinguish the ill intention, you know, breathe in that ill intention, break it down into particles so small that it can never coalesce again, and then expel it into an uninhabited portion of the cosmos where it can never coalesce again to be a hindrance to anybody else. The empowerment is what I need to believe that I am worthy of this great gift. You got it, brother. Shane, reach out to us for a session if you feel guided. Absolutely. Be still and know that you are God. Yes. Is Rooney with you? Yep, Rooney's sitting right over there. We do offer Skype consultations. Yes. We do have 2 cats, Callie and Rooney. We do have a strong group of warriors here. Once a warrior, always a warrior. Everything is practice. Absolutely. Have someone hold you accountable. Yes. Agree, Callie. That's why when you know, this is part 1. Part 1 is writing the 18 pages of inventory. Part 2, I got to tell you, I'm not really looking too forward to it. I am, because I know it's part of the process, but you know what part 2 is? Okay. Read all 18 pages to somebody else. Whoa. Wait a minute. I mean, it's one thing for me to see into the dark night of my soul. It's one thing for me to look into my garbage. It's one thing for me to look into my darkness. But now you want me to tell it to somebody else? You want me to read this stuff to somebody else? But I want them to think I'm great. I want them to think I got it all together. I don't want them to know about this dark stuff. well, you know, you really shouldn't have to read it to anyone. It should be enough for you to exteriorize it into a book. Yeah, isn't ego tricky? Isn't ego sharp? Isn't ego a master manipulator? Oh, I just wrote it in a book. I've exteriorized it. It's no longer within my conscious thought. No ramifications. I've purified it. I've reduced it, and I'm not going to read this to anyone. I'm just going to take these pages and I shall burn them, and I shall say holy words and blessed incantations. I shall anoint it with lighter fluid that has been blessed by the Pope himself, and I will burn it, and no one will ever have to hear these foul words of my silly stuff. And I shouldn't tell you this, but after 18 pages, the last 3 words I wrote, and this was just like a little note to myself, I wrote, enjoy this, dummy. Do what the lady tells you to do. Write it down and read it. Don't burn it. She knows what she's talking about. What about tones that hit you? Same thing, Breaking Dawn. I've had years of people trying to destroy my family. It's half worked. When will karma happen? You're not in the karma business, Catherine. Not your business, not your monkeys, not your circus. And the fact that you're worrying about when it's going to happen means you are where I was a couple weeks ago. And sister, let me tell you, you got to pull yourself out of that. You're a big girl. You get this. I'm ashamed of myself for where I went. I wanted, man, I wanted, when's this guy? How can this win? How long? Why is this allowed? I was self-righteous, as if I'm the judge. Karma, you're not in the karma business, cousin. Let that beep go. Let that stuff go and go and go. It's not about them. It's about you. If it's half worked, I'm guessing that it's half worked. It's worked on you, but not on them. Then it's all worked. Because calling down favor upon your enemies is not about changing your enemies. It's about changing you. It's about you not living in those low vibrations of when are they going to get what they deserve? And moving up into the high vibrations of it's not my business to dispense judgment. It's my business to dispense favor and let the universe deal with the universe's stuff. We're less than a speck in this universe, and yet we think that we have a right to dictate to the universe. This person is bad. This person is mean. And this person deserves a big spanking. Who are you? I remember one time I got a phone call because I used to have my phone number on my website. I don't know what possessed me to do that. I got a phone call like 2:30 in the morning. And somebody said to me, is this Jeffrey Daugherty? Well, yeah. I think that you should do a expose on John Lennon. I'm like, 2:30 in the morning? And you're telling me that I should talk about John Lennon? Who are you? Click, block. That must be what the universe feels like. What is that speck over there complaining about how the universe is being run? Well, they don't even have a clue about the universe. Not your circus, not your monkeys, Catherine. And I don't mean to come down on you. You know I love you. The intention of my arrows are always only to mend the collective consciousness. Now, I don't want you to be in the arrow shooting business unless you're shooting for service of others. That's what we're doing. We're shooting for service of others. Be the spark of divinity. Tai Chi is a great, Qigong is great to teach you this too. I'm not saying chomp on poltergeist, but you can once you get advanced in this, you won't have any poltergeists. You won't have any shadow men. I've always wondered, why don't I have any real opposition in my life from spiritual entities? Why are they afraid of me? I thought maybe it was from my past because they know who I was. And I think energetically, spiritually, they know who I was and who I am. But then as I was doing this study, I realized that's why they don't mess with me, because they know if they come within range, I'm going to take them down. I'm going to take their energy. I'm going to transmute that energy, and I'm going to break it down into particles so small, that intention, and I'm going to send it into areas where they can never coalesce again. They don't want any part of that. That's why they don't come around me, because they know what's going to happen. And as soon as you learn this practice, they'll stop coming around you too. They'll realize there's a new sheriff in town, and that's just my game. They'll realize that you're a huckleberry, and you're a daisy if you do. Because you'll be the one saying, say when. I'm just telling you, that's the way it works. This has really inspired me. Thank you, Abby. Writing stuff now for Sandra, absolutely. Do the work. Do the work. And if you watch the video while you're doing the work, it helped me to get the process down. I like it. I got to go back here. Let's see. This is good stuff. Yeah, here we go. Cleanse, create, clear, create. That's my motto. It's a great motto. Hello, Misty. All is well. Perfect. Somebody who has been an extra sensitive empath. Perfect. This is awesome. Couldn't be happier. Perfect. That's just great. And 10th. Thank you, guys. Reaching the top of the pyramid. It holds you accountable. What does that say? Read, then burn. Oh, you mean read to someone else, Sandra, and then burn it? Is that what you do? Interesting. Yep. Oh, somebody else burns. Okay. I don't think Sandra burns her writing. I don't think she burns her writing technique. Maybe she does, and I don't know about it. Topper Harley says you don't mess with Brett Favre. Topper says I'm the Brett Favre of spirituality, and I'll take that compliment. Because Brett Favre, he wasn't the best athlete. He probably wasn't the smartest athlete, but he was tough as nails, and he took chances, and he was a gunslinger. That's kind of how I see myself. I'm not perfect, but I am a huckleberry. I may not win every time, but I'm never going to back down. But now I know that the best gunslinger is the one that's catching bullets, cleaning off the intention, putting them back in his 6-shooter, spinning the chambers, and then shooting only with the forces of good. So I'm locked and loaded. I got my 6-shooter ready to go. I got one on each hip and one in my back like Doc Holliday. And we're ready to keep collecting bullets. And I'm willing to take all the free bullets you want to give me. Thank you very much. I'm going to call favor upon your life. Everyone that loves me or hates me, I'm calling favor on your life. And if you feel like shooting at me, feel free to do so, because my arsenal could still use some replenishment. And just know that I'll never send any ill intention that's directed at me back towards you. We will take it and transmute it and send it off into the far reaches of the universe where it can never coalesce again. And I will always call favor on you. And thank you for your contribution to the NCK arsenal, because Sandra and I need all the arrows and all the bullets we can get, because we are changing this world and we're just getting started. NCK, learn this, live this, be this, and we will change this world. I know I went a long time, but this was a deep subject. Thank you, Sandra, for all your input. Thank you, Sandra, for making this possible. Look, folks, if there's no Sandra, this doesn't happen. That's why I'm so much better with her. We salute you and thank you, Jeff. And Sandra, Rooney, Callie, and Sophia. The old saying, I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say bounces on me and sticks to you. We don't want it to stick to them. We don't want it to bounce. Bounce is the way of a coward. Bounce is the way of retribution and revenge. Bounce is where I was 4 days ago. Boom, I'm putting up my shield and it's going to bounce back on you. I'm rubber, you're glue. Bounces off me, sticks to you. I don't want it sticking to anybody anymore. I want to absorb that energy. I don't want it going back to the person that sent it. Why do I want to make them more miserable? They're a divine being just like I am. Somebody said that to me. Somebody I wouldn't listen if they said, hey, your ass is on fire. I'd be like, don't talk to me. But they said, aren't I a divine being? I'm like, well, damn, yes. Yes, you are. And who am I to decide who gets favor and who gets cursing? I'm not God. Some of you may not believe that, but I'm not God. I'm a God in training, but everybody deserves to be treated like a human being. Love them, hate them, or be completely neutral to them, which I am. Couldn't care less. Favor on your life, but I don't want to send even someone that is shooting. I don't want it to bounce back off to them. No, I want to absorb it. I want to transmute it. I want to send it off into the universe where it can't coalesce again. I want to call down favor upon them, favor upon me, and let's just all get along. You know what? In the immortal words of that great American philosopher, Rodney King, can't we all just get along? And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Watch this again. Apply these principles. For Sandra D, I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. This is New Cosmic Knowledge. Please check out rawreflections.org, serpentanddove.org, jeffreydaugherty.com, the Raw Reflections YouTube channel, Sandra D'Angelo YouTube channel. Like, share, ask questions, question answers. Unindoctrinate yourself. It's an inside job. I'll see you again real soon. Collect some arrows, stack some bullets. We got work to do. Lock and load.